Thing to be disappointed. Like even if you win, you're like, and we won, but they didn't play well.
Yeah,
So
like it's
this
not nice to
game
watch.
really,
It really changed everything.
Yeah.
I had belief and hope again in our squad because I wasn't even keen on watching AFCON. I thought nah, but
I actually thought we were gonna lose the game. Like in my head, as I was posting. Hi guys, welcome back to Sports on the Go with Neto. If you're new here, thank you for joining. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. And if you're not new, thank you for coming back. So today we are with a very special guest. Introduce yourself.
my name is Ife. I'm just glad to be here. Honestly, I'm honored. I'm very honored. The only reason why I was able to keep up with anything sports-wise is because of Neto. So.
Okay, so AFCON Nigeria is out. We played well and then we didn't and we're out. So we are here to kind of have like a recap, what we think, how we played, showing little clips here and there of possible chances and the amazing goals that we scored. So let us get into it. Okay, so we'll start from our first game, Nigeria versus Egypt. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's start from there. 1 to 10, how do you think we played?
I think we played quite well. Honestly, I was slightly surprised that Egypt didn't do more. I thought that was going to be the toughest game.
It was a very somehow game. And then a friend of mine says, oh, we only won because Egypt was out of form. And I was like, yeah, well, that's not our problem. Whether they were out of form, in form,
I mean,
they
I
lost,
think we should have been out of form personally, seeing as we had literally just transitioned from Raw to someone else.
Yeah, and we didn't have any
had
friendlies and stuff, so that should have affected us, but it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't.
And the Super Eagles of that day and the Super Eagles of the last game that they played, which was against Cape Verde, are completely different.
But the opposition we're playing against were both different. Egypt was more defensive than the last one.
Cape Verde. But honestly, if I rate that game, I honestly felt that Cape Verde should have won. Like if football was judged based on quality and effort, Cape Verde should have won and qualified, not us.
Yeah, we got shut out very quickly. Like they really contained Simon at that corner, man. I feel like we depended too much on the wings for that match. But before we get into that one, we'll get there. So let's just focus on the first match.
Yes, so we will show you the highlight of our beautiful goal by Kelechi Iheanacho, who likes to be called Senior Man Kels.
I didn't even know he liked to be called.
I didn't either.
I just found it on WhatsApp.
I mean, look at that goal. Look at the control, the finesse. It was like...
It was very Kelechi in Leicester-esque type goal.
I've never seen him play though.
Really? Oh, he's great. I mean, I really wish they gave him more chances because I know when he was first in Manchester City, whenever they bring him on, he'd always score a goal.
Yeah.
Like he was a good finisher / poacher. So we really saw that here. Very close control. Didn't need to move too much to get into the right position to score. So great goal.
But we had other chances. Like this was indeed where that could have been our second goal, but he overdid his leg. I guess that's how you put it.
Defensively, though, he was stellar. Great stuff.
Indeed, he's a top-notch player, if you ask me. This was also our chance. I think that was like Awoni's first attempt.
Yeah, I think he could have done way more. I'm not really sure. I think definitely at club level he plays much better. Yeah, he wasn't doing as much as I think he could have done in this match, but he was okay. For sure better than Sadiq, man. No offense to you, Sadiq.
But Sadiq did score, so...
I mean, yeah, but like...
I mean, we'll get to Sadiq later.
Yeah.
And what other opportunities did we have?
I think this one was more of Egypt's chance.
Even they had chances.
Yeah, but
I
very
think.
few though. I think he
But
plays them
I
down
will
well.
give it to our defenders that they really, as they plan their game, they make sure that Mo Salah didn't have any space to try
Yeah, contained
any.
him.
Like
Proper.
I don't even
That
think
kind of
he
works.
touched the ball up to 10 times that game. He
Yeah, he
was
really
just
did.
there.
Honestly, I didn't understand the position in which they played it. Not really the position, but the formation they went with didn't really suit the way he plays in Liverpool, or the way he's played throughout most of his career. So I don't know. I think his positioning was also pretty piss poor. So
Basically, the whole game was like Egypt was in defense and we were like on them the whole time. But was this the game where possession we were less?
this was the game where we had more possession, but it seemed almost equal. So the stat man was doing absolute rubbish. I don't know if it's a human being that takes care of that, because if it is, it makes sense why there was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there was any point at which Egypt held the ball longer for more than let me say 20 seconds, because there was a lot of pressure from our part. So I don't know. The stat man clearly was just sleeping. I don't know.
And this could have been a beautiful goal, but he over controlled, like he over touched.
Yeah.
So it
wasn't
left him.
good enough. Poor touch, honestly. Yeah. But I do hope from this he would learn better.
Hopefully. I mean, normally it's not. It's one of those times, I guess.
Just a slip
one of
up,
those
that
times.
one-time slip up.
But this game definitely gave us a whole new view of our team. I think for the past 10 years, all Super Eagles fans have just been in like, okay, they're playing, I'll go watch the match, but you're going there expecting to be disappointed. Like, even if you win, you're like, we won, but they didn't play well.
Yeah,
so
like, it's
this
not nice to
game
watch.
really,
It really changed everything.
Yeah.
I had belief and hope again in our squad, because I wasn't even keen on watching AFCON. I thought, nah. But
I actually thought we were gonna lose the game. Like in my head, as I was posting, I was like, "Go Super Eagles! You can do it. We believe in you." But in my heart, I was like, "Well, sometimes you start and you lose, and then you get better along the way." But so it was a huge surprise that we won. That's the truth.
I really thought Salah was gonna slap us in the face. Like, I think the last time we played against them, Salah did a number on us. So I wasn't sure. And seeing as Raw had just left, not to say that I did not think the person, I forgot his name, I don't want to mispronounce his name, I didn't forget it.
Eguavon.
Where is he from? Which part of Nigeria is he from? Where is that name?
The south area.
That's an interesting name. I've not heard that type before. But so I didn't think we would have the capacity to manage well enough without Raw. Not to say that Raw was doing anything, right? But I just thought we'd be kind of still playing the same.
Yeah.
So I don't even know, what did he do? I don't know what he did. He just changed everything.
I mean, it's just like Man U with Ferguson. I think I heard that when he came, they were in like Division 3.
Really? I don't know. I don't know the history. So.
I heard that somewhere. They were in like Division 3, and I don't know. Maybe he brought.
Division 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe he brought out. He was like, you know what? This is the plan. But however you want to get it done, you go ahead. Okay, maybe not that free, but I think he let them be themselves. Let them play the way they wanted to, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think I would liken what happened to more of a Bielsa and Leeds type of relationship, because Leeds was just there, and then Bielsa came and just did beautiful. Now they're in the Premier League and they play great football. They might not win every match, but their football is stellar. I think they press more than any other Premier League team. So yeah, great stuff.
And I think the thing about football, people need to realize that because there's one star player on the team, doesn't mean you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. Because everybody's like Mo Salah. Yeah, but remember it's Mo Salah plus 10 others. So I think that's a lesson that football fans need to understand. Like, it doesn't always mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you had Mo Salah, the Pharaoh and his scribes, but unfortunately the scribes weren't scribing, and the Pharaoh was also, we had Moses in our team.
I heard the funniest thing that day. The commentator was like, Moses Simon.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Moses Simon was a nuisance to them, just like he was years ago.
Yeah, I like that. That was great
stuff. How do you come up with that?
I literally just thought of that. I didn't even hear the commentator say that, because it's Moses Simon.
Moses Simon was
the Pharaoh
Egypt,
and his scribes in Egypt.
Like, no.
Parted that Red Sea. Were they wearing a red jersey?
Yes. Wait, were they? I think so. Yeah, they were.
Parted that Red Sea, fam.
Just went through them. But that game, I really think that Moses Simon should have been man of the match. He didn't score, yes, but yeah, I mean, Kelechi's goal was pretty amazing, but Moses Simon.
No, well, I don't know. The man of the match for that match, was it that one or the second one? I'm trying to remember which one Aribo was doing a lot in.
I think Aribo was man of the match in the third game.
Okay.
Third game. That was the one against Guinea-Bissau. And then...
Because the one before that, I think he did absolutely fantastic.
I think Aribo is someone that we need to pay attention to. Because...
his movement was quite good. His build-up play, also great stuff. He was linking up real nice. Great movement, all around great movement. So I wish he made more chances.
So, well, maybe next time. Better luck next time. Okay, so we're moving on to our second game, which was Nigeria against Sudan. And that game, I think that game was more entertaining to watch, if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure.
It was more entertaining, and that was the game that we won 3-1. That goal that we conceded, I don't know.
I don't think it should have been. Everything was just wrong about that goal. Everything. I was pissed because I was really looking forward to just a clean sheet.
Yeah.
I didn't want anything, but then they ruined it for. Unfortunately, I mean, even though they didn't keep a clean sheet, man. Clean sheet. Oh my god, I mispronounced that. At least you're still a fine boy keeper. You know what I'm saying?
No, we'll get to Maduka's case. Regarding Chukwueze, how would you rate him during the entire tournament? Because during the Super Sports commentating, JJ Okocha was saying how when he was subbed off, like the first game, he wasn't missed. Which was kind of true.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have said he should have done more. But in the second game, I definitely think he was like, you know what, we have to prove everybody wrong. Like, I can do this.
He put in way more effort in the second game.
He did.
To be visible. I don't know. It's not every single time. This is just my opinion. It's not every single time every player on the pitch must be constantly doing something. Sometimes you might just be a bit of a distraction. Just stretch the game. You might not necessarily impact the game in terms of the wing. You might play simple passes. You might not have necessarily set up a lot of chances or anything. I don't even think he really set up anything. It was kind of just, I'm not gonna lie, half of the time I was looking for him. I was looking for him to be
he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. And there's no problem with him not being there because he stretched the game enough that, of course, the man that needs to be marking him is marking him. So he's doing that job alone, right? So he's not compacting the game and making it harder for us to provide more outlets for attacking, for example. But if he was kind of closer to the center, we would have seen him more.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it would mean fewer attacking outlets when we're moving forward. So him not being active, not a bad thing. Not good for him, but not a bad thing for us, really. He didn't do anything, so...
Yeah. And 1-0, 2-0,
yeah,
the 1-1.
But
his goal in the second, I like the fact that he was there. Like, he was ready for whatever came his way, and he just took it in the streets. So I think I like that, because some players could have taken it too high or done something wrong, but he was there. And I think there was even another chance he had, which was like really, it could have been a proper goal. Was it this game or I think it was the third game?
I think it was the third game.
Where he turned around and I think it was the third game. think it was the third kick. But let's look at his goal. Okay, so Awani missed the header, goes to Simon passes to Chukwueze and into the net.
Yeah.
I think it was
Calm and collected, just slotted it past the keeper perfectly.
Yeah.
Nice stuff, nicely done stuff.
Then
It was the header that he didn't know that she was going in, but it hit him though, and it's a goal. So,
I think we utilized enough of our free kicks, if you ask me.
yeah, we were good with the set pieces in general. I think corners, although we didn't score those really, we didn't have any goals that came directly from corner kicks. I think we still used them well enough to be slightly threatening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think set piece wise, we did a very good job. I think they practiced that enough times to have a very good chance every single time.
And I think Juan Kali did a good job. Yeah, he did a good job. Kelechi Juan Kali with the corners and stuff. So okay, so our second goal was a free kick by Kelechi. It was basically a misheaded header.
Yeah.
And then Awani took it in. And Ekong. See, I think Ekong is like one of my favorite players because he's one of those, even though he's last man, he's versatile, I guess. And he was really present in this game.
He almost reminded me of Sergio Ramos for a little bit.
Yeah.
He almost
Although
did.
Sergio Ramos is brutal.
Yeah, he doesn't care how you must. It's just he doesn't care how you win the game. He just wants you to win the game. But he positioned himself quite well at the back.
Yeah.
Because we were playing quite a high line, and I was slightly worried every single time. For example, when Real Madrid was playing high lines with Ramos, I think these guys aren't fast. The last man isn't fast, and same case with I just forgot his name. Same case. I'm sorry, Ekong. If you see this, I'm sorry. Same case with Ekong. High line, he's the last man. So what they rely on really is their strength and maybe the acceleration for a bit. But if anyone gets past them, the speed, that's it. And I think they did a good job of shutting that down quickly, counter-attacks and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And it was nice that Awani finally did something because he was there and we could tell that he was present in the game, but no goals were coming out of it. So it was nice that even that goal, even though it wasn't originally him, because if it entered the first time, it would have been Ekong that scored. But it was nice that he was
positioned
present.
well. Yeah, he positioned himself well throughout the whole game. Throughout all the games, I think he played good positioning. But I don't know. It might have just been me, but I thought that the way they were playing, the formation and the position that Kelechi and Awuni had to play throughout the game was more for Kelechi to have chances. Awuni was more of a, if it gets to you, man, for sure, do your thing. But I think Kelechi was kind of the front man, really, because he's a very good poacher. So if anything falls off from Awuni, he'll be able to slot it in. And yeah, because he kind of plays like that in Leicester. So I think they did a good job just keeping him in that sort of somewhat false 90, not really a false 9, kind of I don't remember the word, like a supporting striker, but like a deep sitting supporting striker, yeah. So he did a good job with that.
And of course, man of the match, Simon Moses came, so second half, did his thing.
Dribble.
Third goal. Like, I mean, look at this.
It was so well done. The energy this man has, different.
Speed, strength, and the fact that you would think that because he's short, that's like an advantage for him. But he covers it up in strength and agility.
Yeah.
So if you body Simon, I don't think he fell to the ground like with challenges and stuff. So he's strong. So even though you push him, he's steady.
Yeah.
And
I like the fact that he didn't fall because unfortunately football has turned into a thing where everyone's just tripping and falling, and I hate that.
I'm like, why do we have to act so much? Like, can we?
Come on,
because at the end of the day, they fall, they make it look like it's such a big deal, and then they stand up and keep playing. I don't get it.
And then sometimes, I think most often than not, when they fall, the chance they would have been able to get if they hadn't fallen would have been a goal. and then they fall, and then it's like, so you got the penalty for what?
Yes, there was a chance we had, I think in the game against Tunisia, where Sadiq was going, fell, and Musa was with the ball going, probably would have scored, and then they blew the whistle, and you could see his frustration, like, bro, why did you really have to fall? Did you really have to fall?
So yeah, it just kills the game, man. Like, you could score a great goal, just stand your ground. You don't have to fall every time.
And even if you fall, just get back up and be moving.
And if you fall
it's
only
a foul,
when you're
it's a
losing.
foul.
When you're losing, then you can fall
What?
to get a penalty. But don't fall when the game is still calm, and then you're missing the chance that you could have scored, and then it happens to be a free kick.
Yeah.
And then you don't score the free kick. You played yourself.
Was they're like such terrible actors, yet they keep trying, in my opinion. It's like, let's be moving, guys. Come on.
I think we played so well that we didn't hardly ever did our keeper have to struggle. So the defense was so good.
I think if we're gonna rate the team, yeah, we scored, but I think the defense did a good job. It's unfortunate that the one time that they slipped, it was a goal, but it is what it is. You can't take it away from them that during our previous games, the defenders were at their peak and they were doing so well. Shemi Ajayi, even though he only played one game, I think his height kind of helps him because he's tall.
Right.
He's like 6'4", 6'5", I think. So he's tall. So that's just gets to put himself in places and kind of just disrupts the shots strikers. But I'll give it to the defense. They did pretty well.
There were some things that I thought they were gonna let in, but then they just come and save the day. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, this is defending.
And it's almost like the defenders could read each other's minds. Like if one was going for someone, another person is there to cover up in case. And it was good. And I like the fact that Ekong and Olaina for sure kept moving in to try and so I think Olaina had quite some chances.
Yeah, he did. I think he was able to press up a lot.
Yeah, and still run back and like because I'm a new Super Eagles fan, more or less. I'm new, so it's exciting seeing them play like this. Because you hear everybody saying, "I remember when."
Yeah.
I remember when.
Yeah, that time.
So we have JJ Okocha, Kanwako in our heads, and it's like now we're struggling to find those players that 15, 20 years down the line will still have their names in our heads. And it's like now we're reaching the point where we have them, kind of. We have them.
We have a new Moses, since Victor Moses has left us. Now we have Simon. And I think Simon is way better than Victor was. No offense to you, Victor. You're great in your time, but Simon's dribbling
He's
is
brought
great.
something new.
Yeah.
And it's almost like we didn't see him until AFCON.
Yeah, I don't exactly. What team does he play for? I don't even remember. I forgot. But he's good. He moves well. I think he could improve way more as he keeps. I think he's still pretty young, so he has enough time to be better because his dribbling was great stuff. But the tight space he got.
He needs to. I think really the only thing he needs to work on is his free kicks.
Yeah.
He needs to limit the range and.
Either that or just take more free kicks, man. You don't have to. You don't have to be good at everything.
True. There's certain people that will never take on us.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so to our third game, which was against Guinea-Bissau. Is it Guinea-Bissau? Yes.
It's Guinea-Bissau.
It was against Guinea-Bissau. And we won that 2-0. That game, along with all our other games, we had so many chances. I think each game, it's safe to say that we could have beat those teams 5 to whatever.
For sure.
But I mean, we can't complain, but we can also complain like, guys, do better.
Yeah.
Like, we can't have so many chances
Sadiq,
and not. Oh my god.
Please.
So Sadiq, we don't not like Sadiq. Don't get us wrong. It's just
man. I think he's your homeboy.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and we'll give it to him. He played well enough. Seeing that this is his first appearance for the senior Super Eagles team, so we'll give it to him, and with time he'll get better. I just think that he's tall, and that should be an advantage for him.
Yeah, sure.
And No, and in the game that we lost, he had at least 3 chances to score. There was one that there was no keeper there. The keeper wasn't present, and that it was like, one of those cases where you're running and you just nicely tap it in, you pass the keeper, it was something like that, and it just didn't go in. Now, it could happen with anybody, but we just think that with time, definitely Sadiq should be able to improve himself. But the goal he scored in the third game, I'll give it to him. It was one of those I'm ready, I'm present goal, like I'm available kind of thing. So he was there, and it's nice how he did not miss that opportunity.
Thank God he finally scored. I was like, yo, is this nigga gonna score at all? Because he was just missing chances, and he just seemed so clumsy on the ball. I was just sad because the way he moved reminded me a bit. I know some of you out there after you see this are gonna be like, is this guy mad? It reminded me a little bit of Haaland. Now I don't know if maybe it's because he's tall and all tall people might move a certain way because they have longer limbs than the rest of us. So maybe their movements all seem similar. But he kind of had a Haaland-esque type of movement, but his ball control wasn't very good. So that was what really let him down. But I think he could do Haaland-type stuff if he really applies himself and works in that position. I think he's got the potential, but this just wasn't his tournament, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll see him at the playoffs. So I mean, look at this opportunity.
If Igalo doesn't show. Because if Igalo shows up,
yeah, they said Igalo and the rest are coming, but
I know
eventually.
Well, so yeah, they'll bring him on later. I don't know if they would include him in that.
Look at that. I mean, that last dribble wasn't needed. If he had shot then instead of dribbling, that may have entered.
It depends on whether that left foot is his weak foot. I don't know if it's his weak foot or his strong one. If it's his weak foot, well, he could have tried. He could have tried to score that.
Yeah, that last dribble was not needed. It's the same way like swimming. When you're about to flip, they tell you count your strokes, because sometimes if you're doing like backstroke, you can't see the wall, so you don't know where you are. So you need to count your strokes, and because they practice so much, they kind of know their stroke count and things like that. So because if you're meant to take 20 strokes and you take 21, you're too close to the wall, you have to flip. If you take 19 instead of 20, you're too far away. So even if you touch the wall, it will only be like your toes that are touching the wall, so you won't get that momentum and proper push off the wall. So I think that was really the only glitch in that particular one. And this one too could have been a goal. It was a Kelechi kind of thing. Oh wait, it was Kelechi to Kelechi. Do you see that?
Yeah, it was.
But this would have been a good goal, but I didn't see it entering. I did not see it entering.
Yeah, it was. If it entered, that would have been a screamer for sure.
Maybe like goal of the tournament.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, that Hakimi goal, that Hakimi free kick, bro.
The Malawi.
Morocco. Hakimi's from Morocco. I can't remember which team they played, but that free kick, if that isn't goal of the tournament, I do not know what is. No, I don't. I just can't. I can't see it. I'm sorry. So
we'll see.
For everyone in charge of AFCON, if Hakimi doesn't get goal of the tournament, they're clearly not serious.
Although there was a free kick from, I think, that same game, Morocco against Malawi, and it was a fancy goal. Like one of those rockety outside box 18 free kicks that just, I know it wasn't a free kick, it was just he decided to shoot from there and it entered. Like it just.
So all we're saying is that the goal of the tournament should come from that game. If it doesn't, they're not serious. Unless someone scores a bicycle, even then, it's a bicycle kick that's close to the net compared to a free kick that really requires a lot of technique. What is that? Let's be real.
Okay, this was our goal. This was our goal. There was just so much movement and kicking and passing and running and Kelechi puts it nice.
Lovely stuff. Absolutely lovely link-up play.
Okay, this was Sadiq Umar's goal.
I'm happy he was able to tap that in, man. He was ready, he was positioning himself, you could see him still keeping on line with the defenders.
Yeah.
Trying to just like gauge the situation, and then immediately the pass comes through, he gets himself up there and he just taps it in.
It was
Great stuff.
It was a good one.
I was happy that, they really diverted the attention, like just keeping it there, and then man is trying to get into the position and then they pass it.
But they should have seen that there was no way he was. Sometimes you need to be able to read the game. Like there was no way Kelechi was aiming to score. No way. So the Guinea-Bissau team made a mistake letting Sadiq Umar and the other person next to him free, because there was no way on earth that he was trying to score.
Yeah.
It was an obvious through ball. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Through or through?
Through. Yeah, through ball.
I was hearing through. And this was our second goal. Missed header, and to Simon. Simon goes through this one.
Simon cuts in.
Goes through these.
I like that man didn't fall.
two.
Oh, that cut. Step. Oh no, sublime.
Was just there to
Sublime
put it
stuff.
in.
Sublime. I need to see that again.
It was not.
I know Simon almost made me choke on my food. I was eating food, and he just quick feet, delightful stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff.
And I'm glad that AFCON got to score.
Simon has to be this January transfer window. I know it's closing today.
Now.
It's closing now.
Okay, not now, but it's closing.
If these people weren't watching AFCON, they were not ready. Because look at this Simon man. This is a man that I think you could put in the Premier League and he'd probably do pretty damn well.
Why Premier League?
Premier League because Premier League is the toughest league, based on the fact that they have a lot of games. They have the FA Cup. They've got the Community Shield, which is not a long thing. They've got the EFL Cup. They've got Premier League matches, and they have midweek matches. And if you're a top team, you're probably going to have Champions League, Europa Conference League. Now that's a thing. So they have a few competitions to play. So, and I guess it's more physical. That's why.
Is that why they're fighting for them to not? Okay, that means the Premier League players are part of the guys saying there's no reason to put FIFA every 2 years because
it's a strain on the players. And although I would say, I think it's actually not great. No, you know what? Never mind. Every 2 years, FIFA is a bad idea. However, some people might argue, I think it's a good idea because you give some people more opportunities to play, because a lot of people are just benched a lot of the time.
I mean, saying that, I guess it makes sense, but then listening to what the FIFA president was saying about crossing the Mediterranean Sea and killing and dying while trying, I don't see how FIFA every 2 years is going to help people from crossing the Mediterranean Sea. As we're looking for a better life. So what is the idea? Are we trying to say, let's build the African football leagues? Or are we saying every 2 years so more people are scouted? Because how does that help Africa in any way?
I think Arsene Wenger said something about wanting to give more opportunities to countries to play in the World Cup. That's one, and to get a chance of winning it. But that doesn't really mean anything if your country has a steady inflow of top players. The other teams you want to give chances to are never going to get.
Really, as far as for the fact that you did not qualify, it means even if we say all countries are welcome, you're probably going to leave after group stage.
Yeah. Especially if half of the team you could possibly have has dual citizenship, and they're like, you know what, I want to play for England instead, I want to play for Germany. Especially if there's they have better chances of winning or getting further they get more spotlight than if you're playing for an African country. So.
But the thing is, I think it's amazing how for if a team like Guinea-Bissau, right, is playing against Nigeria. Now, if we're rating football-wise, Nigeria is kind of ahead, like higher. And so as they're practicing and preparing for that game, it's like they can see how they play because they are known players, right? So we all know, okay, Simon does better on the left wing and he's a dribbler and whatnot. So if a team like Guinea-Bissau, like Tunisia now, that was what they did. They knew that they couldn't give Simon any chances to try anything. So they were like constantly 2 men on him. So I think that could be an advantage for countries that are not present.
Yeah.
Because it kind of, you know everyone's strength, you know everyone's weakness, so it kind of helps you, right? I guess so.
I think so, to some extent. I think more knowledge about the enemy is better for you.
Yes.
So you'll be able to work around that, which is apparently, from what I'm hearing now, what Ghana is trying to do to us.
We'll get to that. So, our last game, I mean, based on Tunisia's performance in group stage, it was safe to assume that we would win the game, seeing that we had 9 points and they only had like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 points thereabouts. So they only won one match, so they only beat Mauritania 4-0. But Mauritania didn't win any games, so it doesn't really sound like much to me. But I mean, 4-0 isn't small, so yeah, so it was safe to assume that we would win the game, but we did not, and we had opportunities to win. We had a lot of opportunities, and we definitely should not have left our defense so open for that goal. And people say Maduka Okoye should have saved that ball as per that's the kind of goal that an academy goalkeeper would be able to save.
They said that.
Oh yeah, some people said that. Okay, no. It was a friend that said that, but my father agrees.
Don't worry, man. At least you're fine.
Oh my God!
They'll forget about that.
Can we stop talking about his beauty for like a second? I mean, people say at the end of the game his jersey was still clean, and now I'm like, why is that a problem? Because it simply shows that we didn't give our opponents enough chances to score, and our defenders were working. So why is his jersey still being clean such a problem?
I think his jersey was clean for a majority of the tournament because our defense was just holding it down. Ndidi from the midfield, Ndidi, and then the pressure from everyone. There was hardly any chance in the opposition.
That was the only time that Maduka actually touched the floor, I think. One other time, but let's say I don't think he touched the ball as per from an opponent. I don't think he touched it up to 7 times, which is a good thing. It's a good thing, and it's unfortunate that we lost the game. But I think the problem with football fans, we've turned football into some
religion,
deep thing that if you lose, you die. I mean, I feel like it's unfair to the team because they forget that sometimes even the best team in Premier League, which is currently Man City, right? If Man City plays against a team like Liverpool, they could lose. If they play against even Leeds,
they could
highly unlikely, but it's possible for them to lose, and it happens.
They had a very close match with Leeds at the beginning of the season.
It happens.
Very intense, very good goals. Leeds were really keeping up with them, so it happens. It happens,
and we're forgetting that we didn't lose to a new country. Like if we had lost to Comoros, seeing that this was their first appearance, that could have been a big deal. But Super Eagles, you have so much experience, you can't be losing to Comoros. But we lost to Tunisia, and Tunisia is not a small team. Like if we're talking about African football giants, Tunisia is one of them. So it's a bit funny to me watching people go wild and Iwobi's red card. I'm no football guru, but to me, I understand somebody saying it should be a red card. But at the same time, my bro, it wasn't that deep though. And I feel like there was another game I watched after that kind of thing happened, and the guy got a yellow card. So I feel like it depends on whoever is keeping his referee.
All these things are still at the discretion of the referee himself. Red card, No, I don't. I don't think it was. A lot of people don't think it was a red card, and this is not coming from a patriotic point of view. I mean, really looking at that, does that really deserve a red card? It's just wasn't necessary.
Some people say it does because I mean, if it was directly on his ankle, so let's assume that Iwobi was running a tad bit faster and stepped on the foot on that exact position with more pressure. That's a gone career. So in that sense, it makes sense for him to have gotten a red card. But what I don't get is people going off about it because it's like, bro, nobody comes onto the field and says, you know what, I'm striving to get a red card.
Yeah.
And from the moment he came on the field, he's a defensive midfielder from the way he kind of looks. I don't even know. That is basically their job. You do whatever you can to make sure the ball doesn't get, and then if you fail, a defender takes over. Mm-hmm. That's basically what they do. And you could tell that once he came on, he was ready, he was energetic, running everywhere, passing, ready to score probably. And then this happens.
I don't know why, but I don't know why, but immediately they brought him on. I just got afraid. I don't know. I don't know, man. I was like, it will be. I don't know. In terms of creating chances, I thought it will be. Is it gonna do too much? But should keep it simple.
Yeah.
Now, defensive-wise, I've never really seen a very defensive movie. So that was like the first few minutes you could see of him, as you said. I think he was very much on top of everything until that red card. That was just sad. I'm just happy that at least even though he didn't play. Or he wasn't, first choice every time. When he came on, he wasn't trying to do too much.
Yes.
And do a lot of showboating or whatever. He knew that, at this point, there are people ahead of me. I've got to show that I can do what I have to do and not just screw it up. So I'm glad that he's learning. I hope that he is. And I hope that he doesn't have to cut his hair because of it. Because, in my opinion, it will be. You might want to consider cutting your hair. I think it's heavy. I don't know. I don't know if it's affecting his game. That's just my opinion.
Oh my god.
I just feel like his hair is just affecting his game.
I cannot believe you just said that. I mean, I don't know. He did pack it up, so it's okay. Pack your hair doesn't make it lighter. Yes, I don't know. We don't know. It will be do whatever you want to do with your hair.
I mean, we love you, man. Yeah. See, we love you. We want you to be better. I mean, look at Vinicius Junior in Real Madrid now. He's doing way better than he did last season. Last season I was saying, and I'm a Real Madrid fan, I was saying, yo, sell this guy because he was absolutely awful. His corners, everything was rubbish. So we know you can improve. We believe in you, man. We do.
And I guess we have basically come to the end of the game. Sorry, the video, and we can't forget that the Super Eagles of now has a better chance at going further in the World Cup than we did with Gernot Rohr's Super Eagles team. And it's kind of amazing to see how quick the team just changes. So
just a few days?
It's amazing, and they didn't have any friendlies and things. What I do honestly think the team should have done was playing against Tunisia. We shouldn't have used the team that we used on the game when we played against Egypt, in my opinion, because they would just watch that game and know how they play. I think we should have done major changes to the team, brought in people that maybe started Peter Lainka, Chidera Ejuke, and Musa, and then
Why did we not play Musa? Why were we playing Sadiq ahead of Musa?
Maybe
all the time. Like why? I don't know.
Musa is a veteran, right? So it's like bring him in when you need. I don't know. I can't explain it. I thought it was a bit straight to like let's bring Musa in, but he didn't come in, and so we'll see him at the qualifiers and hopefully the World Cup because I think his international journey is coming to an end soon.
I think so. But I don't know. In terms of control, Musa could have done way more than Sadiq did. Sadiq would have been a great presence if we were floating in high balls. because he's tall, and maybe to control defense, because Musa is much shorter. I don't think he would have the strength Sadiq would have to like hold off defenders.
Musa has the speed, so he may not even have needed.
He wants to dribble, so yeah, he wouldn't have needed that. Short passes, keep up play, and then finally get your chance.
Or just give him through balls.
Because Kelechi was there, so he's tall enough. I think.
Yeah, but Kelechi was subbed off, remember, because of his yellow card incident.
Oh, bollocks! That was. Why did he play Musa? Why?
Better luck next time, I guess. And yeah, so now we're hearing that Ghana has gotten Genatro as their new coach.
Apparently.
Will that be an advantage to them? Maybe not, because now the team plays completely differently. So Genatro may not even have anything like on the current Super Eagles team.
Yes.
And of all the players, of all the coaches in the world, it was Genatro they chose. It's okay, it's fine. Maybe because they were like, okay, no, before our entire country attacks us, we need to win, and maybe Genatro can help us win because he knows how Super Eagles plays.
Right, yeah.
Maybe, we don't know. But we will see. The games are between March 24th to 29th, so don't worry, Sports on the Goals got you. I'll let you know when it's time.
She will.
Reels, videos, don't worry. I got you guys. And yeah, thank you, Ife, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We will probably see him again after the playoffs. We'll see him again. Hopefully, we're going to Qatar. And
that would be fresh.
that would be. And the game is, for me, the aim isn't even to win. For me, it's not to win. Because winning the World Cup,
that's tough.
I don't think Super Eagles is ready for
Super
that.
Eagles, we believe in you.
We believe
but
in you.
Let's be real.
But an African country winning.
This is France, Portugal.
Although France,
we can beat England in my opinion. England is just a waffle team at this point.
the current England, though.
I mean, you can have a great lineup, but the way they play is just like what you do.
Okay.
That's just me, sure.
But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share, and I will see you again next time. Bye.